But you can't go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying. And I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could is what she'd say. She said, don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Oh no, don't cry for me, don't cry. She said, don't cry.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday, and currently here in the UK it is tipping it down outside, so hopefully that won't affect the live stream too much. And the gremlin report for the live stream before we started about 10 minutes ago, the microphone wasn't working and the sound disappeared. So yeah, that was the update for that. Thankfully, I think I managed to sort it out, and I just started my software again. I did the old trick of unplugging things and plugging them back in again, and that seems to have done the job, at least from what I can see on the screen with the audio levels and everything. So hello to you guys in that live chat room. Who do we have in there tonight? We have Debbie, Joe, Joanna, 123, Rockchild, Cindy, Bev, Muriel, Michelle, Karen's in there as well, Linda, Pamela, Tammy, Billy, Anna, Mark, Shawnee, Key, Bev, Bob, Corey, Orlando's in there as well, and Howard and Debbie and Laura Allen. Whenever, yeah, I see Laura Allen, it still looks like Alien on the screen. I don't know why the Allen, the second L looks like an I. But anyway, maybe it's just because the distance I am from the screen and the size of the type. Who knows? But anyway, without further ado, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen. And actually, before I do that, I remember that somebody over on Patreon asked me to remove their name. That's something that I've forgotten to do. And with the names being removed from Patreon, just let me know, because it's part of the rewards in a particular tier. If you become a patron of mine, then I put your name on the patrons list. But if for any reason you don't want your name on the list, then just let me know and I will take it off. And having said that, it might be the case, because there are a lot of names, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to do this live, but let me see if I can get all of the names and get them all up on screen. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of searching in order for myself to be able to do this. But yeah, if you want your name removed, just let me know and I will be able to do that for you. Let me see if I can. Okay, and this is the other thing, that sometimes we do get duplicates of names, even surnames. So this is the reason why it is sometimes difficult for me to keep everything up to date, thinking that one person is messaging me and it might be another person who has the same name. It's not regular that that kind of thing happens, but it has happened occasionally. So anyway, right, I think I'm literally, yeah, typing. Oh, I don't think this is gonna this is gonna work. I'm gonna try and select all of the names that I've just edited, put that there, paste that there, and click on this, and we'll see if it appears. Okay, I think that was it, and I'm going to press save to make sure that that's all fine. So yes, as I said, if you want your name removed, just let me know. And the other thing about the spellings is that as you saw there, I type in, well, you couldn't see because you can't see my keyboard, but I type in all the names. And sometimes when I'm typing, if there are a few names and a few patrons have joined in on the same day, it means that I'm typing them, and especially before the live streams, I'm always rushed doing stuff, but I mean, doing stuff throughout my life pretty much. I'm always rushing. So it means that either I misspell it, and that's me doing that, or I spell it correctly, and then the autocorrect changes the name into something that the name sounds like. And because I'm not kind of double checking, then it'll be like that on this list. So yeah, just let me know over on Patreon if any of those things apply to you, then we can sort it out. And like I said, I will remove your name, as I have now done. So there we go, and it is saved. List is fine. But anyway, yeah, a huge thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen for making everything possible in the first place. I say that they are the foundation of everything that I do, and that is certainly the case for all of the analysis videos, the live streams, and the interview videos, the cover videos that I've done in the past as well. So yeah, a huge shout out to you guys. You know who you are. And I mean, the other bit of news that I have, that I did a post on Patreon about on Thursday. It wasn't last night, but it was Thursday, I believe, because I got this computer. You might be able to see it out of the corner of your screen, not out of the corner of your eye, but I've got myself a MacBook Pro, which is, I mean, it's a very small computer. As you can see, it's like, you know, size of a kind of hand and maybe a couple of hands. I've got small hands, but this is, yeah, still quite small. So this allows me to do stuff that I do here on this computer, because this is a Mac. It's a Mac Studio that I've got. So it means that, I mean, this makes me look quite professional if I have like a MacBook in the corner. It makes me look like I know what I'm doing. But anyway, all of the editing and, you know, the thumbnails for the videos, all that kind of stuff, I have to do here. So it means that if I have to edit a video, and for example, with some videos, I upload them and then they get blocked worldwide because of copyright claims, even though what I do is fair use. But in order for that to apply, you've got to dispute it, and then it gets cleared after 28 days, I think. So it would mean that unless it's a video that fits very specific rules and copyright, I don't know, copyright points that it's got to hit. Everything is different. Every video is different. Every song's different. So it means that sometimes you can dispute it and it'll still show on your channel, but it's still being disputed. So you have to wait the 28 days, but it doesn't affect people seeing the video. Whereas with other videos, you have to wait for the 28 days to be over before anyone can see the video. So obviously that's not very good, because if I upload it and then make it public at the same time that we do for all the analysis videos, and then it says, oh, it's not going to be shown for 28 days, then it's a bit of a pain. So yeah, long story short, it means now if I need to re-edit videos like you've seen in the past, sometimes I've got to blur out the video because it's the video that's getting blocked. And I think pretty much for most of the videos that have been blocked, it's been the video section that's caused it, not the audio that I'm analysing. So yeah, for those kind of things now, I don't have to be at this computer, and if I'm away from the computer, I will have this on me at all times, which means that now, I mean, it's just streamlining my process, that I can make any changes that I need to on the MacBook Pro, because I can use Final Cut Pro 10 and use everything that I've got on this computer, obviously in a mini form. So yeah, before I just had no option. I had to just kind of wait until I was back here, or, you know, or leave whatever I was doing and run into this room and start editing again. But to have something where I can just fold open the laptop and do everything and then press save, so yeah, and maybe upload again, it'll make things a lot easier. So there you go. And I will say that, I mean, this is possible, and buying a laptop is possible because of these people at the bottom of the screen, and I will say because of the donations during these live streams. And I always say that you don't have to donate, but every donation is much appreciated. And with the donations, I mean, you guys probably know that, yeah, getting a MacBook Pro is an expensive undertaking, but they are expensive Macs. I mean, any Macs really. So yes, for all of the donations that come through on the live streams, thank you guys for those, because I do put, you know, I don't just put them into a pot to then go on holiday or something. I do put it aside, and then if I do need to buy something, then I have something that I can use. And yeah, it's very much the case of kind of putting money aside and always saving for a rainy day. But I know that this is the other thing. I know that we've just passed 327,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. And yes, I did change the number, so there it is. But yeah, with the amount of subscribers now, and yeah, a lot more people getting involved, getting more messages, and me having to be on top of everything all the time with the emails, messages, the video editing, and the thumbnail making for videos, and copyrights, and keeping on top of all of that. It means that to streamline my process, I need something now, and because of your donations, it meant that I had something that I could buy something with that would make things a lot easier for me. So yes, a big thank you to you guys watching, you guys who have donated, but just everyone for getting involved with the channel. And yeah, you guys at the bottom of the screen. So I don't know if are we zoomed out or are we zoomed in? Oh, we were zoomed out and now we're zoomed in. So wait for the red guy to go off the screen. So we will zoom out for the Phil Jam. We don't even know what we're aiming for tonight with the likes goal. We are aiming for 365 thumbs up. So if you guys can hit that thumbs up, the likes, that would be much appreciated. We'll have a spike of the likes. And now, because I was editing things on the fly, it means that other things have disappeared that are usually there. So let's put that there so that now we can get the live likes up on screen. And it is at 214. So yeah, that's made a bit of a dent in that total. 365 is what we're looking for. So yeah, if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be great. Now, another thing that's happened that shouldn't have happened is, because I got the patrons' names up on screen in a different order, it meant that the time and the other thing over there didn't pop up on the screen. So there you go. I've now clicked it in the correct order, and I do get this donations tab up on screen to let you know that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. Maybe subscribing, and definitely maybe hitting that thumbs up would be much appreciated. But yeah, if you do want to get notified for all of the videos, make sure that you do subscribe, hit that notification bell. And yeah, if you want to make double sure to get all of the videos, then over on Patreon, I upload them all over there. So yeah, you can look out for that. And yeah, another thing about Patreon is that you can join in over there as a free member, and that's something that Patreon has started doing now. So yeah, you can go and do that. So I can see that there have been some donations already, so thank you guys for those. We will be having a picture corner a little bit later on, and maybe a fill jam if we hit that target. 245 at the moment, which means we're looking for 120 more likes. That's the maths done for tonight's live stream. And let me just quickly get into the donations that happened in that PayPal window. Oh no, we'll go to the PayPal window. We'll do the Super Chat window first. Paul donated $5, so thank you for that, Paul. And the message was, made typo on my PayPal donation. I said 367,000 subscribers. It should say 327,000 subscribers. Oopsies. Anyway, spike those likes, all y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And yeah, great idea. Hit that thumbs up. And Orlando has donated $5 as well. So thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, hello, everyone. That's the hand that's next to the next to the hello, if you didn't get that. Hello, everyone. I can only watch for a little bit. I start work early today. Spike the likes and rock. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Bill donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Bill. The message is, love from Texas, rock. So yeah, thank you for that. Simon has donated £5. Thank you for that, Simon. A little bit of sterling, we call it here like currency in the UK. Thank you for that, Simon. The message is, not a fruit-based product fan, but if you're happy with a MacBook, subscribed a day or so back and just joined Patreon. So thank you for that, Simon. And talking about the Patreon names, again, I have to try to keep it up to date, and generally I get through my admin on a Thursday or a Monday, so that's generally when I get time to type in the new names for the patrons. So yeah, if your name isn't on the list and you have joined Patreon regularly recently, don't worry, it's just me. I haven't had a chance to type it out and haven't put all of the names up there yet. So generally there'll probably only be a few names that I've forgotten. It's all about the timing of when I get notified about people becoming a patron and then being able to do the admin on the Monday and the Thursday. So thank you for that, Simon, for getting involved over there. And yes, so I mean, Macs and PCs, Windows PCs, all that kind of stuff. I know that some people don't like Macs and some people do, and I think it's just the case that I first started on Cubase SX, which was when I was maybe 19, so that would have been around the year 2000. And why am I should just left it at that. Anyway, it was around the year 2000. That's what I'll say to save myself. I said I've already done the calculations for tonight. So yeah, it was around the year 2000 that I started on Cubase SX, and after that moved to getting a Mac and used Logic Pro. And after using Logic Pro, I think you just get used to all of the different things, and for video editing as well, I used a Final Cut. So it meant that I was just getting used to these programs. So then when it came to then getting a new computer and updating and all that kind of stuff, I already knew all of the software that I was using, and then thinking of having to change to something else, I thought, well, yeah. No. And actually, I mean, I can't really complain, because I'd have to say that my experience with Macs is pretty good, and I don't generally have too many problems with them. The thing that does annoy me, and it's not going to be a rant, but the thing that does annoy me about Apple, the company, is they are, and this is just another example. I'm saying this, I'm pointing at the laptop, but you can't see it now because it's behind the donations and purple notification thing there. But the thing that annoys me about Apple, and they've done it with this as well, the laptop, the MacBook Pro, is they make things not compatible with everything that exists in the world, so that you have to have the Apple version of it. And with this particular laptop, what they've done is, normally, I mean, maybe people, I don't know whether this is universal, but there's something called a kettle plug. And kettle plugs is a certain kind of connection. It's like a 3-pin connection that lots of stuff runs on, like my amp in the background, for example. Like anything that's got quite a bit of power to it, like, yeah, my amplifier or my sub. All of these things use a kettle lead, and it's quite a thick lead. But anyway, this laptop doesn't use a really thick kettle lead, but it uses another kind of lead, like a 2-pin version that is, you know, I think I've probably got 3 or 4 of them in a cupboard, because they're so frequent and used for loads of different items, so that if you haven't got one, you know, I would think, oh, it's fine, I've got 3 or 4 of those in the cupboard, so I just grab one of those and use them, and that kind of thing happens all the time. But not with Apple products, because you could use any other version of this plug that you have, but Apple have put a little bit of metal in the way, so that when you try and plug it in, the metal blocks it. So you have to use their version of that plug, which goes around. You know, it has a hole drilled into it so that it can now go past the metal bit that stops the normal version of it working. So the only drawback with that is now the plug, rather than being a normal size, which would be like this, you know, the plug for my amp, for example, is about kind of what, that size. They just plug into the wall, and it's about that thick. So this laptop, the plug for it doesn't need to be, but it is. It's about this size, because of the way that they've changed it, so that they can use their adapter, that if you have a plug that breaks, you're going to have to buy a new one. And that's the point, that they're going to make money if you need to buy another plug. So this is what is annoying, because they do this all the time with, you know, for example, hard drives and Thunderbolt ports and all that kind of stuff. You always have to buy a converter to get it to work, even with monitors. Like when I first got a Mac, there wasn't the normal monitor input. You had to buy the Apple converter, but the converter, they could have just left it as a normal port for a monitor that you'd use on a Windows PC would have worked, but they just put a little bit of plastic in the way, so that, oh, now you need our converter because it works with that bit of plastic we put in. So yeah, it is a bit annoying. So that's the one thing I will say that is really annoying about Apple, is they make you pay for things that other companies don't. Other companies just use all the same stuff. I'll tell you what it's like. It's exactly like me designing my own guitar, and you can't put a jack, you can't put a lead into the guitar, because you need to buy my adapter that makes that you can put the jack into, and then the adapter that I've made goes into my guitar, and it's not the shape of a jack. It's like, I don't know, the shape of a remote control or something. So nothing's compatible with my guitar apart from my adapter, which costs £100. So you buy the guitar for, I don't know, £300 to £500. Then you've got to buy the adapter to even use it. So that's what Apple does. And then you think, well, what's to stop you needing an adapter for the adapter? Or an adapter for the adapter for the adapter? And going on endlessly, so you have to keep on spending hundreds of pounds because, oh, this adapter goes into my other adapter, which you need the third adapter. They go in a chain, and then you can plug your jack into the first adapter, and the third adapter works with the guitar, and it all goes through. So, I mean, as you can tell, it is a bit stupid, and it's just greed. I mean, there's no other reason to do that kind of thing. It's just pure greed, especially when you're talking about plugs. Because, you know, voltage is universal. Everything uses the same voltages and the same power in plugs, so to start redesigning those is, yeah, very stupid. But anyway, that's the rant over. But like I said, once you've got past that, everything does tend to work quite well, fingers crossed. And yeah, we will see. But the Mac Studio, you know, seems to work quite well, and the MacBook Pro is good so far in that I can edit videos and do all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't take a ridiculously long time. It's quite comparable to the Mac Studio. I mean, the Mac Studio that I've got is very powerful, so that is impressive in itself. But like I said, it wasn't cheap. So we will get into the donations again. So thank you for that, Simon. Laura has donated $10. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, will you dress up for the Halloween live stream? Wear a nice jacket, have a cocktail on hand, and come on as James Bond. So thank you for that, Laura. And yes, I am getting suggestions from people as to what I should be wearing on Halloween. I'm not really a Halloween person, but I will wear something. I wore the mask last year, so I do something different other than the mask. But yeah, thank you for that. And Val has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Val. And that's a straight up donation. And Vera has just donated $50. Thank you for that, Vera, in that super chat window. And I didn't mention with the donations tab at the bottom of the screen down there, yes, between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. And there is a PayPal link in the description below if you guys want to do things that way. So thank you guys for the donations. You don't have to, but they are much appreciated. Just jumping into the PayPal window because we had a donation that came through from Roseanne at 6:22 on Wednesday evening, and the message was, hi Phil, it's that scary time of year again. I was wondering, do you have a favourite Alfred Hitchcock movie? Thanks and take care. So thank you for that, Roseanne. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously Psycho, that's the one that, I don't know, pops to mind because I think it, well, I don't know whether that's the most well-known Alfred Hitchcock movie, but it's certainly the one that I know. But I have to say, maybe The Birds as well. So actually I'd put The Birds ahead of Psycho. So that's what I'd have as my favourite Alfred Hitchcock movie. Just trying to think of any others. I mean, years ago, probably 20 years ago or more, I did watch quite a few Alfred Hitchcock movies. Just went through a phase of watching them, and I think Vertigo was another one, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm going to go for The Birds. That's going to be my choice for scary kind of movie, because it's something that, I don't know, I guess it was more relatable, because with I don't know, whether Psycho, I just couldn't relate to that kind of thing, even though it was, I guess, more like a horror kind of movie. But yeah, just The Birds, for some reason, I could just imagine, looking, because obviously when you see a crow or anything like that, you can imagine them starting to attack you. So then you kind of, after seeing that movie, you look outside and just check that they're not all collecting. And that's the great thing. I saw not only the movie, but I think there was then a documentary. I probably watched it on like some kind of streaming service, or maybe the movie, like CD, DVD that came with a documentary part of it. So then you saw the making of the movie, and you know how they did put all of, I think it was crows. They put loads of them. I said they put loads of them. They made loads of them, and they were mostly fake. But then they put real ones in there as well, so that your eyes get drawn to the movement and you don't really analyse the fact that, oh, the other ones aren't moving. So, yeah, really interesting to get into actually how they made it with all of those kinds of tricks. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Roseanne. And there's another donation that came through. Let me... Okay, oh, we had a couple of CD orders as well, but Nicole donated £12.46. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message was, hello, Phil. On vacation in the enchanting Merlin Forest. I am in front of England. Hello, I send you over the channel. Best wishes and donation. Good weekend, Phil Rock. So thank you for that, Nicole. And Paul has donated $5, and this is the message Paul was referring to earlier, and this said, here we grow again, 327,000 subscribers, yay, please spike those likes, all y'all. So thank you for that. I just did that quick I was going to say quick correction in my head. I didn't correct it that quickly. So there we go. Yeah, 327k. And Dawn has donated £31.57. So thank you for that, Dawn. And I'm not sure, that might be in dollars, but then converted. Sometimes it's in dollars, sometimes it's in pounds. But thank you for that, Dawn. And the message is, catch up crew for me. It's opening night for Opera Carolina's 74th season, and I will be watching a creepy clown sing. I say creepy because I think all clowns are creepy, even ones that are great singers. Laugh out loud. Happy lunar eclipse, and congrats on another 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for that, Dawn. And I tend to agree with the clown thing. You know, I don't know whether it's the look of the clown that is a bit spooky, or whether it's the laugh of the clown, because they all tend to laugh. I think just laughing and looking like that is a bit spooky. So, yeah. And it is something that tends to happen over Halloween. I think a lot of people do that. And I'm trying to think of... I'm pretty sure that there's a horror movie that has a clown in it, or something like that. Maybe... I don't know whether... the thing that is called... Is it It? I'm not sure whether I've just made that up or not. But there's a movie that... And I think he looks kind of like a clown. I don't even know if he's officially a clown. But it looks kind of like that. But I think a lot of people are spooked out by clowns. They're just a bit weird. So, thank you for that, Dawn. And... Janice has donated £12.34. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, Philip, what type of regional accent do you have? You sound quite different from Peter K. Sorry if you've answered many times, but you have many new subscribers. So thank you for that. And Peter K is from Bolton. So he's like up north compared to where I am. But I don't know what regional accent I have. I would say that I always say it's quite similar to Brian May's. Like if you're listening to Brian May talk, because he was born in West London, and I'm just outside West London. So it's about a 20 minute to half an hour drive probably into London. So yeah, for that kind of area, this is... But then it really does depend. But this is the accent that I have, and I guess it's relatively common where I am, and you know where my sister lives as well, Marlow. Let me try and think of surrounding places. There's like Maidenhead, Marlow, Cookham, Henley on Thames. all of these kinds of, and when I say Henley, it's nothing to do with me, it's just a place. So I happen to have a surname that is exactly the same as a place that I live very close to. So all of these places, I think they'll have a similar accent to me, but then the further north you go, like Birmingham is a totally different accent, and Manchester's a totally different accent, Liverpool's a totally different accent. So and people from Wales, because they speak Welsh and then they usually speak English as well, but it means that their English has a Welsh accent to it. So you get loads of different sounding English people, even though the country in England is very small, but it's quite small, Great Britain altogether. So when you add like England and Wales, so England, like for example, let me think, I'd say that it's maybe a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours drive tops to get to Wales. So in other countries where the country's very big, people might travel 2 or 3 hours just to see relatives or something, but here you can drive to another country in Great Britain, or another country called Wales, and it's just a few hours away. And the same, if you're going up north, that's going to be a bit of a longer drive, but still not, like having to get on a plane or something, even though they do. If you're really busy, you can get on a plane and travel up north and only take half an hour or an hour. So and that's then Scotland. So when you look at it, the UK is actually very small in the amount of land there is. So it's amazing how many different accents there are. Like having a Scottish accent, it's totally different again. Having an Irish accent, totally different again. And then in Ireland, you have accents that are dependent on the place that they come from in Ireland. So you've got Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. And with Scotland, you've got some accents that are really strong, where it's quite difficult to understand, even if you're English, but even if you speak the language, it's sometimes difficult to make out what some people are saying. But then you've got milder accents where you can understand it a little bit more clearly. So but the thing is, the people from that place understand each other perfectly. So it's the same. And then you've got what's known as the Queen's English, which is very posh indeed. And yes, everything is pronounced very deliberately. And you have all these kinds of things where certain consonants are exaggerated. And I was thinking of my granddad. He used to say, "Oh, rather," like when he thought something was really good. He'd say, "Oh, rather," and he'd say, "Oh, that is fantabulous." And you have a different way. I mean, it's even different to the way that I talk. So even even in the same family, there's still a difference in the way that, I think it's a generational thing as well, that going back, a few generations, people, I don't know whether the accent becomes more normalised, but certainly back then you certainly heard more of the Queen's English being very posh sounding. So anyway, and then even in London you've got, East End and West End. So the east side of London is a different accent to the west side of London. Right, anyway, let's stop talking about accents, but thank you for that, Janice. And Tammy has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. Oh, by the way, we've got a vote for tonight's cover video. I always forget to mention this. We have All Right Now, which is the first one, and then Behind Blue Eyes, which is the second one. Actually, it might be in a different order. I can only see All Right Now with 56% of the vote. So make sure you click on either of those to hear my version of that a little bit later on in the live stream. Probably in about 10 minutes, something like that, because time always escapes from us during this live stream. But back to Tammy's question and the donation. Hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 327,000 subscribers. How do you confront and deal with criticism, both constructive and otherwise, in your career? So thank you for that, Tammy. And I mean, as you guys know from my videos, well, having said that, with my analysis videos, I try to make them as understandable and straightforward as possible. So it might not be the case, but I try to keep everything quite simple. So generally, if anybody's criticizing what I'm doing or questioning it, first of all, that person, I've got to value their opinion if they are criticising what I'm doing. And then if I do, then, I might listen to it. But, then again, if I believe in what I'm doing, then I will just keep on doing it. And that's my view artistically as well, that if you just do what you want to do, then at least you're enjoying yourself, and don't try to do what you think people want you to do, because then you're trying to please people, and that never works. You can never please everyone. You just got to do what you do, and then the people that like that kind of thing will get involved, and hopefully they'll like it and follow what you're doing and get involved as well. So yeah, just kind of do what you do. That's very much my opinion on that with criticism. But constructive criticism, you can say that, that always helps. But again, it's got to be, like, to give an example, every now and again, not regularly, but every now and again, somebody will say, and this will be a comment on YouTube, they'll say, what you need to do is this, or what you should be doing is that. And it's fine that people think I should do something different to what I'm doing, but if I was doing something different to what I'm doing, then I wouldn't be enjoying what I'm doing. I've got to do what I enjoy doing. Like, I enjoy doing the analysis videos. I enjoy listening to music that I wouldn't otherwise necessarily listen to, but I like jumping into details of things. And, as a musician myself, I like to find out what these people were doing that made them successful and make them popular and just make them great musicians, because then I could apply that to what I do, but also other people watching the videos can apply it to what they do. So it's all about analysing, learning, improving, and maybe adding influences to your own musicianship and your own skills, maybe as an instrumentalist, that you might not have considered before. And you think, oh, I like that, so I'm going to try and incorporate that into what I do, and just put your own spin on it. So people that say, oh, you should do what this other channel does, and I've mentioned this before, that if I did what another channel was doing, what would be the point in me being a channel? Because then you could just go to their channel because they're doing that. So I've always, said with everything that I do on this channel, it's just me, like with the vocal analysis videos, the pitch monitoring software, and isolating vocals and plotting it against a graph so that you can see it and all that kind of stuff, getting into vocal techniques, having that as a reference. That's just something that I started doing. Because I thought it would help people to understand. I'm not looking at somebody else's channel thinking, oh, what they're doing is makes it clearer, so I'll do that. I just started doing it. It does mean it. Maybe the reason other people don't do it is because of how long it then takes to make a video, because you've got to go through loads of different processes to get that on screen for it all to be synced up and for the isolated vocal to be shown as a pitch line on a graph. So yeah, it takes a while, but I wanted to do that because I thought it would help people understand. So that's, I think, the best way to approach anything. Just do what you think is the best thing to do, and if you're happy with it, just keep doing it. Like, it's not as if somebody's, it's not as if everything's a disaster. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's watching my videos, and I'm really at a loss at what to do. So now I need advice. Like, what do I do now? And then somebody might say, oh, what you need to do is this. And then you might think, okay, I'll try and do that. But then even still, I'm not sure that that's something that I think it's a lot better to look at what you want to do and find a way of putting across what you want to do the best way possible. Just kind of sit down and brainstorm and do all that kind of stuff. I don't think necessarily trying to copy somebody else's idea is the way forward, but that's just me. So anyway, yeah, that's how I kind of deal with it. I wouldn't say that dealing with it is how I think about it, because it doesn't really take, I don't have an emotional response to it, because anything's, totally understandable, and anybody's point of view I will listen to. It just reminds me of a comment I had recently where somebody said about a particular video, they said, oh, this video is so stupid and you've made yourself look like a fool or something because what you're saying is the opposite of what it is. And what he was explaining or trying to say I'd got wrong, I say in the video what he's saying. So he obviously hasn't watched the video, because I'm saying that what we're hearing has been auto-tuned, and he said, oh, it's so stupid because I saw the producer showing you that it's been auto-tuned and there's a screenshot of it. And I said to the guy, that's what I say in the video. I know that some people might only watch a minute or two, and they haven't, it's like a 20-25 minute video. So then they comment, not realizing that I'm about to explain everything that that they are pointing out. So anyway, that kind of thing, I just answer. And again, I don't kind of get into arguments or anything. I just say that if you watch the video the whole way through, you'll see that I'm actually addressing what you're talking about, and I'm pointing out exactly where auto-tune is being used. So this was just a song that had auto-tune on it, and then it didn't have auto-tune on it. So yeah, he was a bit confused as to me saying that a part of it, he obviously watched the beginning of it where I was saying that there was no auto-tune, because there wasn't, and he hadn't watched it all the way to when I said, but this bit is auto-tuned, which is the bit that he would have seen a video and the screenshot of, but he didn't watch it that far to then understand it. So yeah, I mean, that's something that does happen, that trolls don't watch the videos and don't realise that they're commenting, just backing up what I've just said for like 20 minutes of a video. Anyway, thank you for that, Tammy. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. I know that time is moving on very quickly, so I will get through these, but thank you for this, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, I enjoyed the Ventures analysis video yesterday. Thank you for demonstrating the different guitar techniques they were using. Very interesting. Great job. You're amazing. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. £10 donation. And yeah, the Ventures are one of those, instrumental bands that will just fly under everyone's radar because of the amount of technique going on with the alternate picking, everything that I demonstrated in that video. But Jonathan has donated £3.95 as well. So thank you for that, Jonathan. And that is a straight up donation. And Sharon has donated £11.84. Thank you for that, Sharon. And the message is, hi Phil, thanks for all the great work. Tomorrow is my birthday, and it made me wonder, what would your dream birthday gift be other than money? Of course, you rock. So thank you for that, Sharon. What would my dream birthday gift be? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know, it sounds weird, but there's nothing that pops to mind that I think, I need. I mean, this is the other thing, that I tend to think of things as in needing them, not wanting them. And I think that's just the thing that I've been brought up with, that, if you have what you need, then that's literally all you need. There are things that I am able to buy, for example, that, it is great because of your donations that are, to do with everything that I do, that make my life easier with editing videos and all that kind of stuff. But as for things that I think, I'd really love that particular thing, I did always say that the gem, which is the guitar that's kind of off to the side here that Mario sent me, that was a guitar that when I was younger, I just really liked the look of, but it's really expensive and I never imagined that I'd own one. So I don't know whether I would have said that if I didn't have a gem. So yeah, I don't really spend time thinking about, I really want this, I really want that. I just think that I'm very lucky to have what I do have, and as long as I've got what I need, there's a roof over my head, food on the table, and I can pay bills and keep everything moving along that way, then yeah, I'm not one of these people that wants to have lots of, as you can see on my hands, and the same kind of jewellery and things that I wear. I just have I've had the same kind of 2 rings that aren't expensive, but I just wear those when I go out, and just accessories that aren't expensive. I'm not one of these people that is into having a really expensive like gold watch and all that kind of stuff, or have really expensive jewelry and all that kind. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. So yeah, if anything, it gets in the way of playing the guitar. If you are trying to play with the right hand, and sometimes a ring will touch the string when you don't want it to. So yeah, it's just better for guitar playing to have nothing on your hands and keep your watch out the way. So there you go. Thank you for that, Sharon. And Elaine has donated £11.84. Thank you for that. The message is, for your Mac rant, we're a house divided. Hubby was a Mac, me Windows, and I'm loving hearing you grousing about Apple. Made my night. I've never heard that word before. It sounds a bit like grouting, which is something that you do between tiles. But yeah, I haven't heard that before, but hopefully I said that right. Grousing. Thank you for that, Elaine. And okay, all right. Comedy Wire has donated £7.89, and it's a really long message. So let me just quickly go on to this one from Karen for £3.16 message. £3.16. The message is tripping over because I'm going to go back to that previous one and read it out. But it is 53 minutes past 11. Karen says, hi Phil, I loved your analysis on the Ventures Walk Don't Run. Have you ever analysed the Sante's pipeline? And or now that I just heard this, someone singing Send in the Clowns. By the way, I think you sound posh. Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I think people would probably class me as relatively posh or well-spoken or something like that. I think, yeah, just due to the location where I am, kind of Windsor Castle is where the Queen used to spend a lot of time, and yeah, it means that I did mention this actually in a live stream before, that Maidenhead and Windsor are very close, so therefore I think that accent, that way of speaking, but the Queen's English wouldn't be that far away, so that's could be why it is. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that. And pipeline, no, I haven't analysed that, and I haven't analysed anyone singing Send in the Clowns. So thank you for that, Karen. And just getting into this one from Comedy Wire, the message is, Phil, my wife is a retro jazz singer, Laura Ainsworth, and we both love your videos, especially those about the older singers she loves. We were thrilled that you did Jo Stafford the singer. I think her voice most resembles. Laura is also a trained singer with perfect pitch and great control, and will hold out long notes and then add just a little bit of vibrato at the end. She records the old-fashioned way with long takes, zero autotune, and occasionally live in the studio in a single take. If you want to hear a real human voice in 2023, check out YouTube recordings of her Skylark from the CD, Keep It To Yourself, recorded live in the studio with guitarist Chris DeRosa in a single take, or Over the Rainbow from You Asked For It. She cut that one as a favour for me at the end of an unrelated session, singing it a cappella in one take. When it came time to do the album, her producer Brian Piper liked it so much he just put a little piano behind it. Some others you might like are Out of This World, Midnight. Thank you for that. So that was Comedy Wire. That's definitely the longest message I've ever read out on a live stream, but thank you for that donation. Right, we are looking for 5 more likes in order to hit our goal for tonight's, well, Light's goal, but for the Phil Jam to have that. Yeah, we are very close. Right, let's jump into tonight's cover video. It looks like it's going to be All Right Now, and I mean, it was pretty close, 54% for All Right Now. So thank you guys for voting for that one, and you guys over on Patreon for requesting Don't Cry, my song at the beginning of the live stream. And you can check out my music at wingsofpegasus.com/music. If you want to check out my album Persistence, it's all over there. But this is going to be a cover of All Right Now by Free, of course. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock.
There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this now, baby? Maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see things the same. Now don't you wait or hesitate. Let's move before I raise the body right. Lord above. Now you're trying to trick me into love. Ow! Alright now, baby, it's alright now. 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 Alright now, baby, it's alright, it's alright.
And there we have it. That was my version of All Right Now, and thank you guys for voting for that as tonight's cover video. So, yes, we will be having a Phil Jam after Picture Corner. So, we will jump into there now. And again, this is where I have to make sure. I think I did set this up before the live stream, unless I imagined it. No, I did. So we do have the screen capture available. So let's get this up on screen now. It's slightly off center, but we'll deal with that. First of all, this is Janice who has sent this one in. So thank you for this, Janice. And the message with this is she's hanging out with another of her buddies. So again, it's one of these Halloween theme pictures. As for how crazy we go here in the UK, I don't think we go that crazy, but I think people are now starting to get a little bit into Halloween because it's only a few days away now. So yeah, this is a werewolf. I mean, it almost looks like, I know that it's in the background, but it almost looks like he's being given a piggyback or maybe sitting on Janice's shoulders. But yeah, the kind of thing that you might see in Skinwalker Ranch, or at least allegedly. And I shouldn't have started talking about that because I could talk about Skinwalker Ranch for ages, because today I watched a bit of another show called, well, it's the same kind of show called Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. And it's a couple of other guys who are working for Skinwalker Ranch go off to other places and investigate that. So yeah, now I've started watching that. Right. And this is again, now that this is the other thing, now that I have a laptop, it means that I can be doing stuff and watch Skinwalker Ranch associated programs in the background at the same time. So yeah, that is definitely a big win. But anyway, thank you for that, Janice. And we have this picture that's been sent in by Lynn, so thank you for this, Lynn. And the message is heading out to the pasture with Pluto after wind gusts ruined our photo shoot with Pluto's Pegasus wings. So thank you for that, Lynn. And yeah, I mean, if you do put Pegasus wings on Pluto, then, you know, danger is that If things really did take off wind-wise, then you could really have a Pegasus flying through the air. So I'm sure they're not attached that strongly. Anyway, thank you for that, Lynn. And we have one more picture. This is come through from Selena, modelling her Wings of Pegasus purple t-shirt. So thank you for getting your hands on this, Selena. And the message is, got my purple shirt to add to my collection. So thank you guys for your pictures, and if you want to get involved yourselves over on Facebook, if you're a Facebook user, you can join the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, and that's where the pictures are uploaded. If you have any merchandise, you can take a picture and upload it there. So yeah, for the merchandise, if you want to get anything, then you can click on the tray underneath this video, or you can go to the link in the description below, the spring.com store link. Just click on that. And here's an example of some merchandise, just plugging the mug. So if you are watching in the future on catch up, you can still hit that thumbs up. We can still have a spike of the likes, which it says on the Tuesday live stream mug that you can get. But just a couple of donations, I think. Orlando's donated $5. Thank you for that. In the super chat window, the message is questions from Ginny White. Were there any objections from your sisters on doing the Don't Cry video? Were there any objections from your sisters on, or from my sister, on doing the Don't Cry video? Any difficulties in filming? So thank you for that. And no, there's no difficulty here. And my sister didn't know that I'd done it anyway. So, I mean, she knows now that it's, you know, on my YouTube channel and people watch it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I didn't have any difficulties because it was just, I think it was called a flip video camera. So just a tiny HD camera that I just randomly filmed her on one day and just put that into my video because, yeah, I didn't really have any video ideas, so that's just what I did. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Karen has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, how close are you to George Harrison's mansion and David Gilmour's floating studio? Right, yeah, very close to both of those. So yeah, George Harrison's mansion is, I mean, I went to college in Henley-on-Thames, so yeah, in Henley, his mansion, or at least the gates to his mansion, were at the end of the road, maybe 100 meters from the road that my college was at or on. So if you came out of the college and is kind of at the top of quite a large-ish hill, but anyway, yeah, the top of the hill, there were two sites to the college, but at the top of the hill there was one site, and at the bottom of the hill was another site. So sometimes if you did have a lecture at the bottom and you were up at the top, you had to walk all the way down, a bit of a pain, and vice versa. But his mansion, if you walked out of the road where the top part of the college was and looked left, you could see it. So it was that close. So, I mean, obviously the gates were always closed, but it means that I would see it every day. And yeah, as for the floating studio, that is, oh, where is it? I've just confused myself. I was going to say Cookham, but I'm not sure if that's even correct. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's very close. I used to play for Cookham Football Club. Basically, everything's very close, or at least those two places are very close. So yeah, yeah, so that answers the question. So I'm very close to both of those. So thank you for that, Karen. I can't give you a miles. Actually, I can. So to George Harrison's mansion, probably 6 miles, something like that. And to the floating studio, maybe 3 to 6 miles. It was maybe 4 miles. There you go. That might not be accurate, but that's just about how far they feel to me. So anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Karen. And I think I've been to the studio. I think I've been to David Gilmour's floating studio at some point. I can't remember why, but I know I was with Griff, my second guitarist, for it. So it was for something. We went there for something. I don't know what it was, but it was Griff and myself and somebody else, obviously, who either was at the studio. Can't remember what we were doing there. Something music related. So yeah, but convenient for me because yeah, it's very close. Anyway, thank you for that, Karen. Right, 8 minutes past midnight. We are going to be jumping into tonight's Phil Jam. And which number are we at? 53 for tonight. So let's go over here and 53 here. Oh, it's only 4 minutes and 8 seconds. So it's going to be a short one for tonight. Let me click on that. And
energy save.
Okay, we have an advert on this, so let me mute it. And thankfully, it's only a 5-second one, so we can skip that. Let's do that. Right, what do we have? Again, as for the levels, I don't know what it's going to be like. You're going to have to let me know. Okay, we zoom out on this. There we go. That is fine. Which guitar do we have? It is the Strat for tonight. Oh, okay, right. This says, okay, the name of the video, or at least the backing track for tonight, is Folk Rock Ballad. So I picked up my guitar. I thought, oh, folk, is this going to go? I'll have to just take some overdrive off or some gain off my guitar. So Folk Rock Ballad in D major, 82 beats per minute, country backing track for guitar. Enjoy. So yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not sure my tone's going to be entirely relevant for this because it's on whatever it was on last time, and I should probably, but then again, I can't predict what the type of music's going to be. I was going to say I should probably make different tones, but if I don't know what's coming up, then I can't necessarily do that. Right, and this is from Reinhold Tracks. That's REINHOLD, and then tracks as it sounds, 2 separate words and no capitals. So that's where this particular backing track's coming from. So as for the levels, and again, because this is quite a short backing track, and it might take a little bit of time to get the levels right, but we'll just see how we get on with it. Let me just check that this is... hopefully you guys can hear that. Let's have a press play. Okay, so you guys hear? Okay, right, you can hear, which is good. Hopefully it's not kind of too distorted. And that is the end. So, a little bit lucky there with the ending. Normally, when the track suddenly ends, it's bad because I might be in the middle of a run. But I was at the end of a run there. So, and that is, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about in the analysis videos, when I'm going... When I'm talking about resolving, that's what I did in that run, which meant that I went to the root note of the chord that's being played underneath. So that's why that worked, and it sounded like I finished in the right place or on the right note because it resolved to the root note of the chord. That, I mean, the backing, like I said, folk rock ballad in D major, so that was a D note that I finished on. So double thumbs up for the accidental good ending. So there we have it. That was tonight's Phil Jam, a bit of a shorter one for tonight, but that's the way it goes. We've had a few long ones actually over the last few live streams, but this is it. It's just entirely random. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight for the live stream. I'm going to be here again with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. Make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams. I'm going to be live streaming it again on Tuesday night, so look out for that. It's exactly the same time, same place. That's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and that'll be the Halloweeny type live stream. We'll see what happens then, so look out for it. Hopefully you can make it, because that's where I'll be. And, I mean, all that is left to say is have a great rest of your weekend. Try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!